Hello everyone, this day we are going to talk about an interesting book called The Treasure Island. This story was written by Robert Louis Stevenson. He was born in Edinburgh, Scotland. He lived a long period of time in which he wrote a lot of interesting stories, as for example, The Black Arrow and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He wrote this story of the Treasure Island, which is one marvelous and magical story of pirates. As you know, a lot of people enjoy reading about pirates. Even though we know that pirates were cruel and they killed a lot of people and they robbed everything that was in their way. He knew that pirates existed in the Mediterranean, Chinese, and the Caribbean seas. But in this story, we found some names of pirates that are not real. And also, the Treasure Island didn't exist. And also, the treasure didn't exist. But he enjoyed writing about it. And in this book, that is an adventure book, we will find a lot of interesting things about Jim Hawkins, which is a young boy who lived the most amazing adventure with pirates. To continue with the story, now we are going to talk about the characters. Here we have Jim Hawkins, who is the protagonist and the main character in the story. Jim Hawkins was a young boy who lived with his parents in the Admiral Evo Inn. He helped them to work in that place. Then we have Jim's father. Jim's father was the owner of the Admiral Evo Inn. They worked together with his wife. Now we have his wife, Jim's mother, who lived with her family in that place. He cooked and he was the housekeeping of the hostel. Then we have Captain Billy Bones. Captain Billy Bones was a mysterious and strange person who came to the Evo Inn, and he were living in that place a lot of day, and he was drunken all the time. He looked like a dirty person. Then we have Black Dog. Black Dog was an old partner of Billy Bones. Black Dog has a mysterious and also an evil appearance. He looked like a terrible person, and he went to visit Billy Bones at the Evo Inn. Then we have Blind Pew. Blind Pew was a blind man. He couldn't see. He was a mysterious and a person who looked frightened. They look at him and he felt scared because he looked like a ghost. Then we have Captain Flint. Captain Flint was known as the most terrible and evil pirate in the sea, and this person was died, but he had a treasure, and that treasure was that thing that interrelationate all the characters. Then we have Dr. Livesey. Dr. Livesey was a friend of the Jim's father, because Jim's father was too ill and he died. But after he died, Dr. Livesey continued visiting the hospital because he wanted to help Billy Bones to survive, because Billy Bones was drinking all the time, and someday he take bed and he couldn't stand up because he was very ill too. Then we have Squire John Trelawney. Was a kind of partner of Dr. Livesey. They have a convey between them in order to find Flint treasure. Then we have Captain Smollett. Captain Smollett was a friend that Trelawney find in order to look for the treasure of Captain Flint. Then we have Long John Silver. Long John Silver was a cook. He had a parrot. Supposedly he couldn't talk, but he can talk, and he was a cheerful person. He was all the time laughing and telling jokes to people, and he was a pirate. Also was partner of Captain Billy Bones, Black Dog, and Blind Pew. Then we have Benny Gunn. Benny Gunn was a maroon man that Captain Flint lived alone in the Treasure Island. He lived in that island 3 years without having communication with other person because he was abandoned in that island. Then we have the story about all of them and how they interrelationate and live that story. Now we have the development of the story, where the story begins. The story begins in the Admiral being Wow Inn. This was the hostel in which Jim Hawkins lived with his family. In this place they met to Billy Bones, and also in that place Billy Bones died, and in that place they find uh, a chest that belonged to Billy Bones. In that chest, Jim finds a map that was about a treasure island in which the terrible pirate Captain Flint was hide his treasure. Then when they discovered that, Dr. Livesey and Trelawney made a kind of convey, and they decided to make a travel and get the treasure. Then they get a ship called Española. In this ship, they start the most amazing traveling around the ocean. They also find a crew that they believe that was the best crew that they could find. That crew was dominated by Captain Belmont, but they didn't know that Captain Belmont was a pirate. Apparently was a pirate, but he was a good guy. One night when they were sailing, Jim was hungry, and he decided to take an apple of an apple's barrel. And I don't understand why, but he got asleep inside the barrel, and suddenly some noises wake up him. And that moment was the climax of the story, because he discovered an amazing secret, that was that John Longmire and all the crew were pirates. They were the crew of Flint, and they wanted to find the treasure in order to make them own. And they have planned to kill all the tripulation that were not part of them. And Jim heard the secret. Then he decided to share that secret with Dr. Livesey and Trelawney. When the Trelawney and Livesey discovered what was the plan, they planned another thing in order to make their crew secure, because they have good guys with them. Then in the island, Jim met uh, Bunny, that was a merman boy. They were living that island during 3 years, and they discovered that he hid the treasure in a cave. And when John Longmire and the other pirates were looking for the treasure, they discovered where was the chest, but the chest was empty, and they get angry and they wanted to kill Longmire and Jim because they think that they were threatened by Jim and John Longmire. But for lucky to all men, the Maroon Man was hide the amazing treasure in his cave, in Gun's cave. And when they discovered the chest and the treasure, they divided and decided how to how to waste that money. James bought a new hotel for his mother, and the other guys decided how to invest or maybe waste their money. I really enjoyed this story because I like pirate story. First of all, because of the bravery of Jim, because he was only a kid and he was brave and decided to help his mother, and he made an amazing travel around the world in order to help his mother and also in order to know more about pirates. And the second reason is that Dr. that the relation between Dr. Livesey and Jim, because Dr. Livesey, even though he was a doctor and a well-known person, he trusts all the time in Jake Hawkins because he knows the determination and the bravery that this boy had. And the third reason is, well, all the the adventures that Jim lived, because even though he is short age, he make a lot of things in order give to give security to his friends, because he was in the middle of pirates, in the middle of good boys, and in between his bravery get he got to help and avoid the violence between the crew. And for me, it's an interesting story. I recommend all people to read it because if you want pirates and adventures and fights and also treat them, you will enjoy a lot this story.